Please welcome to the stage J.T. Blankenfeld.
That's a tough outfit to follow. In that part, I only told Jess I was from South Dakota, that dumb part. I don't know where she got that. So anyways, I love it when animals hurt people. One of my favorite animal herding activities happens out west, where the buffalo roam. I like it best when this game, and the game is called The Buffalo Always Win, but I like it best when it's played by motorcyclists, because they have no protection of a vehicle to hide in. There's nothing better than seeing a motorcyclist go flying through the air after they try to take a selfie with a buffalo. And I have a scoring system. So if the buffalo chases the tourist, they get 1 point. If the tourist is obese, they get 2 points. And if the buffalo tears off an appendage of the tourist, like a nose, an ear, or a scrotum, he automatically wins. You guys are probably wondering, how does the tourist win? They don't. This is not that type of game, folks. So also, back in South Dakota, I learned about animal reproduction on a farm. For hogs, it's 1 male for up to 4 females. And for sheep, you'll have 1 male for up to 30 females. And for cattle, you'll have 1 male for up to 50 females. That's a very small number of males screwing a very large number of females. It was like having the United States Supreme Court in my backyard. And also, in the Midwest, the ranchers are so racist that they only screw white sheep. You guys know about conversion therapy? It's where a therapist tries to ungay typically a kid or a teenager. I couldn't imagine having parents that cared more about their image than their own child's happiness. That's all I care about. I have 3 teenagers, and if being gay is all it took to make them happy, I'd haul them straight to the therapist and have reverse conversion therapy. And I could see how it'd go down. The therapist would come out of the room and say, yes, well, I'm afraid to tell you they're all straight. But I can help you, Mr. Blankenfeld. I'm going to prescribe them Bud Light. I really doubt being gay is easy, especially for lesbians. I had a lesbian tell me one time she had one of these alpha male jack-off types tell her that he was so good in bed that he could hump a lesbian straight. Well, I have a bold statement myself. I will guarantee if a lesbian spends the night with me, they will wake up and they'll still be a lesbian. So, I have had people that thought I was gay, and I think it's because I don't burp and fart in public. I don't watch professional sports, and most of my friends are women. And I know what you guys are thinking. And no, I'm not hooking up with any of these women. I would not do that with one of my friends, unless she asked. But I needed to know that I wasn't gay. I was 99.99999% certain. But to make sure, I went to a gay bar. The second I stepped inside, I knew what I already knew, and that I was not gay. But since I was there, I stayed a little bit longer. I ended up on the dance floor. 5 or 6 guys started bumping and grinding against me, you know, doing gay things. And again, I knew I was not gay. But I've been wrong before. One thing led to another, and a guy gave me a blowjob. I know what you guys are thinking. Jay, you know you're straight, and you let a guy give you a blowjob. How can you do that? Well, let me explain it to you. I let him give me a blowjob because it was a blowjob. Thank you, Don. Now, I have not drank alcohol in over 11 years. No. Stop. I want to drink. This is quarter pointed. But if craft beer was the first alcohol I ever would have consumed, I never would have had a drinking problem in the first place. If I were dying of dehydration, I'd rather perish than take just one sip of craft beer. Did you guys know that jerking off too much causes dehydration? Every time I go out with my wife, I see people ordering that shit. And their flavors are fucked up. But they're ordering summer season this, winter this, fall that, and all I hear is ball sweat and dysentery. What happened to the good old-fashioned beers that used to make a statement, like Budweiser used to make a statement? I love getting drunk, and I can afford bail. But then you got old Milwaukee. Well, I love getting drunker. Well, this is the only shit I can afford. And then you got Miller Lite. The beer that says, I have type 2 diabetes, and this tastes great. But it's not just a taste of craft beer that I hate, but the entire class of consumers it has created that succumb to this herd mentality. These guys put on their khakis and their polo shirts, and then they gather at some rundown warehouse they call a distillery, and then they sip on their ball sweat and talk about what a fun hobby they have. Craft beer is such a fun hobby. Well, I tell these guys, I have a fun hobby too. It's called getting jerked off, and they are all welcome to give me a hand. And any woman that drinks craft beer should not have a problem swallowing anything else. That's horrible. So I heard about choking during sex. It's supposed to be like euphoric or something.
Yeah.
So I told my wife about it. I said, you want to give it a try? She said, sure. How do we go about doing it? I said, well, for the choking part, we can eat your mom's cooking. And that's my set. Thank you guys.